Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm your host, Jim Goddard. We're chatting with Larry Reaugh. He's the CEO and president of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Well, I would say that I'm happy to be here, but it's one of those days, Jim.
Well, we've had some recent activity on the markets and a private placement with American Manganese. What can you tell us about what's going on there?
Okay, well, the first thing is we closed on about close to $417,000 of the first tranche in the private placement. And what I'd like to point out is that the directors took about 40% of that placement, which is a very positive thing. It shows that the directors are definitely anticipating that American Manganese has a great future. But in the meantime, we've been putting out good news for several weeks now, and every time we put out good news, we get selling in the market. And if everybody remembers, I've been talking about short selling for a number of years now. And one of the things that they do is when good news comes out, they sell stock or short stock. They short stock into the market to make the good news look bad. Now, how you can make good news like the fact that everything that we've announced on the project itself has been super positive, and the directors are standing behind the company. We've had invitations and presented at various high-level conferences around the world, and we have more coming. These are peer-reviewed, so, it's another endorsement for the company. It just doesn't make sense to the shareholders out there. It makes sense to me because I've been following these short-selling artists for a long time on what they're doing, but it doesn't make sense for the shareholders, and the shareholders get nervous. And I can't say as I blame them. Good news comes out, and then they scratch their head. The stock goes down a penny. Well, in all intents and purposes, Jim, the stock should have gone up a penny. You'd think that good news would take stock up. Isn't that the way it used to work? But it's not necessarily working that way right now. But in the long shot, everything has been very positive for the company. I think that the shareholders, it's a tough thing to ask them to just basically ignore the short term here. That everything that's came out has been positive. We've got good interest in the project. So there's absolutely no reason for a legitimate shareholder to be selling. So these mostly are not legitimate sales. Certainly some of the smaller shareholders might panic and sell, and that's the whole idea of the short trader is to get the people, the existing shareholders, to actually sell the stock. So I just thought that we'd do a very short podcast today and say, the company is progressing along a line that's been very positive. All our results have been very positive. We're one of the companies out there that are, that are recovering and up to 100% of all the metals in the cathode material. Other people are talking about, just the cathode material, the cobalt part of it. And that's the other thing. The cobalt price has been going up. Last I looked, it was $58,000 a ton. And so you'd think that a potential product from a recycler of cobalt would be stimulating to the market. And it's just it's semantics. It's all perception, and that's what this is all based on. I just want to assure them that there's nothing critically wrong within the company, and that basically we are progressing. We're raising the money. We're going for the patents, which we will get in November. And cause for concern, in my opinion, is based on the day-to-day activity in the market, and there's not a lot that I can do about that sort of action at this time. But as long as everything keeps coming out well for the company, I think the future looks great.
Larry, for our new listeners, can you maybe explain what American Manganese is all about?
American Manganese is a company that's in the critical metals field. It also has properties in gold and cobalt. But our major focus is on a technology that we developed back with the production of electrolytic manganese metals. We came up with a patented process that allows us to compete with the Chinese producers of these metals on a level playing field or the same cost. And it was recognized certainly in the spring of 2016 that our process would work on the recycling of lithium-ion batteries. And we talked about EV batteries, but any kind of lithium-ion battery, and all the various chemistries that are in those batteries. And that concept went through proof of concept last year, and it's still going through for all the other chemistries at this point. We're getting them all back. So our focus has been on the recycling. Instead of producing ore from ore bodies, we'll be producing metals from batteries, and that's the whole upshot of it all.
Larry, where is American Manganese traded?
It's traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY, and on the U.S. Exchange under the symbol AMYZF, and on the Frankfurt Exchange under the symbol 2AM. You can get data and do due diligence from our website, which is AmericanManganeseInc.com, or you can contact myself at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com, or give me a phone call at 778-574-4444.
My guest has been Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. We were talking on June 23rd. I'm Jim Goddard.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.